My name is Rico, the Dungeon Master for Season 3, the restoration of the 12 Olympians. This season, we'll find our heroes traveling back to the lands of Eris and Enyo within Harmonia, as they adventure through and see what they have accomplished and completed by restoring the 3 fabled relics, the Sickle of Kronos, the Golden Apple of Discord, and the Robe and Necklace of Harmonia. We'll start with Deborah.
I am Deborah, and I am playing a human rogue named Neith. Her name is Neith.
And I'm Matt, playing a dragonborn monk named Ari Futan.
And I'm Daphne, and I play Gilcyra Venfire, who is a halfling druid.
And my name is Rico. I am the Dungeon Master for Season 3 of the campaign.
Do we have a Deborah's diary?
No.
Diary.
But we do have a Deborah's diary.
Yeah, diary. That's what I said.
Well, I'm ready for
Deborah's diary.
Dear diary. Ari and Electo entered the Elysian Fields,
Nailed it.
where Karga promptly shifted basically into Ari, sans the red.
But also more badass.
Karga picks up Ari and then runs off.
Nope. What? That didn't
That's
happen.
what he did. He ran
Do it
off.
for a hug.
He picked me up for a hug, but
Right.
he didn't run off with me.
I didn't say he ran off with him.
Okay.
He ran off. Electo guarded the door to make sure it did disappear.
Because she's the best.
And then as Neith headed off into the woods after her nephew for the 3rd fucking time. I mean, how many times does she have to kill the guy, man?
12.
The rogue leader appeared through a door he evidently had to the Elysian Fields.
Nameless as fuck.
And Neith was like, dude, this is boring. This is way boring. I got to get out of here. However, Gilcyra was very enamored with the Elysian Fields. There was lots of food. We know where Gelly's heart really is. It's in her stomach. Ari attempted to pick up Gilcyra to leave, so she just turned into an elephant. And in order to get Gilcyra to leave, Deborah ends up rolling a 2, but thankfully, Daphne rolled a 1. And
Hilarious.
everyone leaves.
After my genius argument to Karga.
that was a pretty good argument.
After they left, Ari ate some mushrooms that were actually not meant to be eaten,
Hell yeah.
but luckily he's immune to poison.
Mushroom life.
And once they got back to the farmstead, Electo gave her dad a pretty good yelling at. Neith dines and dashes, and Ari tells Gilcyra about the Armanthian boar. Neith had a nice little chat with Athena, and I wrote crap something else.
Unreal.
Don't know what I wrote.
Crapped all
Ari
over the
sleeps
place.
with Electo. Gilcyra turns into a house cat to sleep on the hearth.
Biblically.
And Neith sleeps in a very well set up campsite along the river as she practices using her swords as bludgeoning weapons.
Ari's working on that charisma.
Let's find out how far our heroes get this time in our episode of Some Would Play.
Never very far. Perception.
We might make it to the edge of the farm.
All right, so it is morning. The sun breaks over the horizon. There is a rooster crow that wakes everybody up.
Yeah, I was like, isn't there like that music that like always accompanies the sun rising?
The birds.
I give Electo a smooch.
And breakfast is prepared per normal. There is typical breakfast food, hot water,
Dressed,
teas.
hoe bath.
Oh, bath. Yeah.
I unwild shape and I climb up onto the not onto the table.
I was going to say you climb up onto the table.
Clean up my naughty parts.
You probably would.
No, I get up on a chair and just start going to Chowtown.
Nice. And the 2 sisters are there. They are also eating, getting ready to go out and do their daily chores on the farm.
Hey, Cronus' daughters.
Good morning.
They have names.
Yes, they do. They do have names. I think all 3 names were given at one point in time when you found out they were the
Big Bertha.
Aries.
Aranese or whatever that word.
Also, I feel like we're at that point where it's
however
now
you
like
pronounce
too
that
awkward
name.
to ask them what their names are.
Kronos is not there though at the table.
Yet?
No, just not.
He's
Period. Just not. No, he would be out in the fields
Working the fields.
Yep.
Early morning bird.
Yep. Working the fields.
Getting those worms.
Neith goes up to the house to have breakfast.
Nice. You see Kronos out with the sickle, working the fields. He waves to you.
I wave back.
Nice. And you're able to go inside the door. You see Jelly there eating with Electo's 2 sisters, and Ari is coming out of Electo's room
With Electo.
with Electo. They both look like they had a wonderful evening.
Wonderful evening.
And you guys can stop and have breakfast before you decide how you're going to make your way to the northwest corner of Harmonia to get to Therium.
Therium.
I almost forgot the name of the city. It's
I
here in
wrote
my
it down
notes.
over here.
Nice.
So,
Well
have
done.
you 2 been to Therium before?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I think
Which
you guys
2?
have been around everywhere. You and Gelsira.
We haven't been around everywhere. We've gotten around some places.
I feel
We're
like
adventuring.
we've maybe seen maybe 20% of Harmonia.
I
You
have
guys
no
didn't see
idea
that
what the
much.
percent is. How much have you seen? Have you seen Therium?
I mean, you've seen more than I have.
Sweet.
Where did you guys? Wait a minute. Where
do
did you guys go?
Do you have a fun way we could get there? We gotta go northwest, so we could take like
Yeah,
roads.
but you guys have been northwest.
What? What are you?
What
getting
was the
at?
city with all the fighters?
Sklovari?
Oh, yeah. All right. That was also northwest, by the way.
Cool. Well, we
It's
could
a little bit weird when like somebody else takes over your world and in your head you have like one map
action.
and then everything gets shifted just slightly.
Pass over everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad thing or anything. It's just weird in my head.
Straight to the job.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Sklovari. That's when we had an NPC, the little boy who stole.
Neath.
Yeah.
And he turned out to be a deposed ruler, and we had to kill his uncle to get him back on the throne or whatever.
Sweet Robbie.
With the
Yeah,
big
that was with Robbie.
seafood, the big seafood
Robbie's the
vendors
Oh, right. I remember now.
after the mermaids.
Neath.
What?
I told Jelly about all this information about our next task.
You have information about our next task? Does it
Yes.
have anything to do with the fact that we should only use bludgeoning weapons?
Yes.
And that
That's
it's an
part of
omnivore and will eat
Whoa,
anything?
How do you know that?
Yeah,
Neith?
but it especially likes
Were you
children
spying on
and
us?
flesh. So it's into that in a big bad way. It's got razor sharp spikes that are poisonous.
Oh.
Yeah, super not cool. Various other things.
We can't use arrows or daggers.
It's in Therium, northwest corner of Harmonia. It resists slashing and piercing. It's brown and silver. It's got, 5 eyes or fire eyes. Not real sure.
Fire eyes.
It's got fire eyes.
So maybe if we just throw some water at it,
moves
it'll
like the
just put
wind.
it out.
It moves like the wind, and it's difficult to hit. So, that's the information I've got. Now you have it too.
Oh, hey, thanks.
You're welcome. We should all share our information.
I was practicing all night how to use my swords as bludgeoning weapons.
How'd that work out?
Probably not great. They're not really bludgeoning weapons, but
They
it's
are
the
not.
closest I
well,
got.
even not, there's a lot of other ways that you can.
Is there any way we could pick up Pan again?
I don't think so.
No,
but maybe
I
we
think
could
his
stop by
Warhammer-
a village on the way to the northwest and buy some more weapons that could work.
Don't know how to use bludgeoning weapons.
You're not proficient in them, but you could probably use them. You could learn. You
We'll
could
see what they got.
practice.
I do like weapons in general. I'm very big into weapons.
If you're into weapons, get some bludgeoning weapons, or just
And now
use
I
your
have
gauntlets
this
of
new-
awesomeness. I think you might have. I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't have gauntlets of anything. No. And now I've got this handy dandy bag of holding.
Hell yeah!
I could buy new weapons
could
and
buy
just
all
store
kinds
them in there until I need them.
I can turn into an ape and just punch him.
Yeah, and Ari,
Just
I've
bash
got,
them like Donkey Kong style.
Yep, exactly.
I've got punching on my side already, so we could all learn to punch. You guys want me to teach you how to punch? I'll train you up in the ways of punch.
Oh no, these hands need to be able to handle bows and stuff. Nope.
Okay. All right, you stay here.
I need my little delicate hands. But it sounds like there is a city. You said Therium?
Yeah, Therium is where we should head to the outskirts. and that's where its den is and whatnot. It's
Oh, okay.
brown
So
and
maybe if we go to like Therium,
brown and silver, fire eyes. It's the worst.
or we could go back to
It's the
Aspasia. We know some weapons.
I'm feeling like I could tank on this since
Maker's
it's got
there.
poisonous quills, and I'm not. I'm immune to poison, so I could take some
We
hits
also
that
know
won't do us some extra damage.
what's her name? Bindi.
Yeah.
We know some people, but Therium sounds like it might be funner.
We could go back to Aspasia, but I feel the
I feel like everything we need is just in Aspasia.
I
You
feel
made Aspasia too good.
Well,
I feel the adventure.
don't-
it is pretty dope.
I don't want to leave Aspasia.
I feel the adventurous spirit rising in me. And I think we should just keep going.
we should. But did you have like a way we could get there real
Oh
quick?
yeah, I got several ways. I've got one way that's really fun.
We got our horses, right?
Yeah.
hmm
Yes.
Okay.
So
I mean, I was under the impression that this was an island, right? And not
You're an island.
I mean,
That big.
you know what can go over islands? Clouds.
Oh, we've had this discussion before.
I mean, just try to have an open mind. Just think about it before you say no.
No.
Could our horses become clouds?
If they are willing, then yes.
Thought about it. Don't want to do it.
What
And-
about our horses?
We'll meet you there.
Can
Good luck.
horses go 300 feet? Can they travel at a pace of 300 feet?
But I mean,
As
what would
clouds?
happen to our horses?
Oh, you're
they
saying
can become clouds.
They could become clouds if they're willing.
I can make 10,
Nate is giving you like
10 willing creatures clouds. Maybe we can just fly there.
okay,
And
our
Electo is not into that, but she can fly through space and time. So
So
not a big
Electo gets
problem.
to stay herself
Can you fly through space and time?
eventually.
But right now,
I mean, sometimes I feel like I,
I mean,
can.
we could
Unreal.
just ride our horses the old-fashioned way. We could find some fun stuff
Oh,
along
do
the
we
way.
even know how far away Therium is? Number one, do we even know where this city is?
Hey, Kronos. Oh wait, no, he's in the
Not in
fields.
here.
Hey, Kronos' daughters.
Yeah, it's one thing. Even if we turned into clouds, we still don't know where we're going.
northwest.
Do you know-
Also, if we're clouds, wouldn't the wind just push us wherever it's going?
With that attitude, unreal.
Yeah, with our DM, would be our
We
luck.
could be
okay,
clouds.
come on.
do you know?
That's what would happen. Is
do
we
you know
would turn
much
into
about?
clowns.
Do you know much about Therium?
No, we've never been.
Oh,
No currency.
Okay.
So you want me to turn into something I don't want to turn into,
I mean, if you don't want
and
to,
go towards a city we don't even know where it is?
Ooh, we could have a race. You could do it your way. We become clouds with our
I
horses.
might get there faster, considering I'd be on land and I could ask people where Therium is.
Suppose we could find out, huh?
How about first we find out where Therium is?
It's in the northwest corner of Harmonia.
I mean, if we go northwest,
We'd get to Ethereum.
I don't know. It's just an idea.
It's a great idea.
I mean,
What level is that spell?
it is a level 6 spell.
Crikey. That means it's definitely going to work. Let's do this thing.
I can also turn us all into eagles, and we could fly there as as eagles.
Can you turn our horses into eagles?
If they're willing. What's funny, it says any number of creatures.
Can
that I
horses
can see.
understand a language?
I can talk to them. I
love that.
I've got a spell. I can talk to the animals.
Okay. Nailed it.
So you can leave that part to me.
Excellent. You're just probably the best member of the party.
I am pretty useful. I've got a lot
Super
of cool,
useful.
I got a lot of cool stuff that I picked up on our adventures.
All right. So, Neith, what do you want to do? You super against this cloud action?
I would be for it if we knew where Therium was. Like
Northwest corner of Harmonia.
actually knew where it was.
Okay, well, maybe there's a.
Do you guys have a map around here of Harmonia? Know where we could get one?
We currently don't have a map, but Neith might know someone who has maps of
Hey,
the land.
Neith? Neith? Who do you know? Who has
Got
a
some
map?
maps, then we'd know exactly where we're going as
Do you,
clouds.
do you know a map, Smith?
I mean, I don't know a map smith.
He's got a map, Smithy.
But I do
He's forging maps.
know somebody with maps. Yes.
Oh, you got a map guy.
I do have a map guy.
Well, how can we talk to him?
I mean, he's in Aspasia.
Oh, well, I know a way we can get back there quickly.
Yeah, we can get back there quickly, and we could go and have an 11 Cs. You do 11 Cs, right? While we figure out the map.
That's one thing we can do. We can also.
I also need to ask him about some lockpicks.
Oh, it sounds like you have other reasons to go back
I
there.
really need to ask him about some lockpicks.
Yeah, lockpicks.
My lockpicks are melted.
It's code.
Mm.
My lockpicks are melted.
I tried to get in somewhere that
So I think she wants to do some SEX.
actually I just wanted some. If you knew Neith, her lockpicks are more important than.
More important than her cervix. Your lockpicks, cervix.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Nee, if I'm picking up what you're laying down, we can
About my lockpicks?
about you wanting to go back to Aspasia.
Yeah, your lockpicks.
My lockpicks.
Yeah,
I need to do
lockpicks.
lockpicks.
Yep.
Yeah, it won't take very long.
Very long at all.
Well, I mean,
I just would feel better if we knew exactly where we were going.
And we can come back here, or if Aspasia is closer to the northwest, we get some maps. Let's get some maps.
okay.
Get some
All right.
maps. And it
Rogue
doesn't
Ranger?
just have to be for Ethereum. It could also, like get the whole map of Aspasia, of
Harmonia.
Harmonia.
Yeah, no, that was the
Waterbound
plan.
land
Okay.
where the
There you go.
Get a
gods
map.
Let's do
to
that.
intervene.
Get a
in
map
men's
from your
lives.
lover.
Oh, I wonder if they have one of Ethereum too, though. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, you can find out.
Have one of both, and then
You
we can
know
know
a guy.
because if we're trying to get weapons and stuff in Ethereum.
Yeah, can we come with
Ooh,
you?
is his name Rand McAnally by chance?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh,
Okay.
so his name isn't Rand?
Should we take our horses back to
It could be.
Aspasia? Get him some running time?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't know if we're going to be coming back here. I mean, I guess we could if we want, but
Yeah, no, I think we should take the horses back, and then that way, if the horses are unwilling,
I go to feed my horse.
then we know they'll be in a good spot to get taken
that's
care
true.
of.
I think
You
it's
know,
probably important.
also there could be some crime happening in Aspasia, and if so, they're going to need me to take care of it.
DM,
Yeah,
I'm feeding my horse.
Constable.
Jelly.
And Anos
Jelly.
thoroughly enjoys being fed.
Taking care of my horse.
Yep.
Just want it noted.
Okay, well,
He licks
all
some
right.
salt. He greedily devours about 3 or 4 apples and munches on a total of 2 carrots.
Nice.
And he neighs at you happily.
I give him, I stroke his
Okay,
ass.
I finished
Not fast.
I finished the last bite
His mane.
of my
I
breakfast.
take an apple out to my horse. Where are the horses?
They're
In
chilling.
the stable to the side of Kronos' house.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they've been taking. Do they have servants here?
No.
Nope.
Just
Oh,
Kronos
shit.
and his 3 daughters,
Just
yeah.
Kronos and his 3
My
daughters.
bad. I figured
That's why I went
stable
to
servants
take
like
care of
kinda
my
went
horse a
together.
little bit. And I
All right,
left him
so
on
I
his own
go
last
and
night.
feed my horse and water my horse and brush my horse.
That's
and-
on me, but I'm going to do a better job of not leaving him on
I
his
do
own
the same
overnight.
thing, but I do cast Goodberry,
I thought Jelly might live in the stables forever.
and I feed berries to.
You cast a spell to feed berries to your horse. I love it.
Yep, to feed berries to Lucy.
Your horse loves that you do that.
Lucy
Spend magic
does thoroughly enjoy these berries.
magic energy on
These
you.
berries are a lot better than the apples in the saddlebag.
How dare you?
But your horses are looking a little sweaty and tired as they've been standing up in their saddles and armor all evening.
Oh god damn it.
No.
All right. Let's I'm going to unarmor Anos so he can get some rest. We've got time. It's not like
Yeah, I
we
was
got to
about
go
to
do
say
this right away.
you could take a short rest, which would give your horses plenty of time to recuperate from, being saddled and armored. It'd be about 4 hours, and they'd be good to go.
All right.
I
said
do that.
I apologize profusely to Anos. I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. I forgot that I had to do. I'm a
Yeah, you
The
forgot that
worst.
you have responsibilities
Yeah.
to other animals now.
so I do the work of getting the armor off Anos so he can chill out. Have a
Oh,
good
and
time.
Anno sighs huge relief and sits down or lays down.
Take a break, buddy.
And,
A little horse sit.
yeah, well, a horse would lay. I don't
Word.
think the horse can sit like a dog or a cat.
He's
can, but I
on
think
his
they lay
back,
down.
legs, sitting up.
And he seems appreciative of that heavy shit is off of him because it was on him all day when you guys got there, and then all night, and then all of this morning until you guys decided to do something with your horses.
I
Care.
take all the stuff off my horse and give it a good brushing.
You making
and-
yourself a mental note to take care of your horse. And
You guys have a short rest. We're gonna
yeah.
we'll go find some fun stuff to do while you're short resting. Are there any monsters nearby in the fields outside of the residence, Electo?
No.
None at all? It's like there's no monsters
There used to be.
fought. I know.
Electo,
I
do you
know.
find this realm boring now that everything's like pretty restored?
No.
Oh, okay.
There are still plenty of terrible, horrible people out there.
Oh, okay. I
We're
was
going to
just
go on an
curious.
adventure together.
I mean, not everything has to be slaying monsters. Human mortals are just as bad as any other monster
Just as
out there.
bad.
Mm.
I mean, if it weren't for Ari, I'd have killed you for that stampede you caused in the city.
That's right. And we
At that point in time, you were worse than anything I could encounter in, forest or mountains or dungeons or anything of that nature.
I mean,
I just kind of put my head down. I'm like, yeah, that was.
you're the worst.
I let the power.
I mean,
I
at
let
this point, you probably don't feel bad anymore.
I still do. It's one of those things that's going to be haunting me the rest of my life.
Forever.
I'm like, I let the power get to my
So
head.
no, there are no monsters, but mortals are monsters in and of themselves. I mean,
Oh,
look at the Butcher of Aspasia. She was a
Oh,
monster.
She was bad news.
Yeah, but she was as mortal as either of you three.
Electo, is there anything we can do to kill like 4 hours around here? Or we just like chill out?
I mean, you could always help Kronos in the fields
Yeah,
if you wanted.
I want to do that. Is that something I just come out and find a sickle or something? and-
Yeah, you could ask him what he needs help with. I'm sure he'd be happy to share some of the farm work with you.
All right, I head over to Kronos. And I say, hey, Kronos. Hey, father.
Hello.
Uh,
What can I do for you?
I want to help you in the fields. Is there something I can do? I want to make myself useful.
Oh, yeah. I actually need to plot out and plow a couple acres for some more crop that we're going to be growing.
Plow.
So if you'd like to get, what is that? That's used to plow. I guess it's just called a plow
Plow,
that
yeah.
plows fields.
Yeah.
There's a plow off to the side of the stables. We don't have any oxen or anything like that, but
Oh, I
you're
can.
a
I
big,
can
strong dragonborn. I'm sure you could pull it behind you and plow a couple acres for me.
Absolutely, father.
Hey, Kronos, do you have more than one plow, or is that the only plow you have?
It's just the one.
Oh, okay.
Why, were you
Dibs.
wanting to help as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well,
I'm trying to show off to my father-in-law.
two other daughters
Dibs.
could use help getting some more hay for the stables, and the stables could be cleaned out and making sure there's fresh grain and water. You could assist them with that if you so chose.
What are you going to do for the next few hours, Neith?
Okay, I'm going to do that. It sounds kind of boring to me, but I do it anyway because I
I
want to be
mean, I'm
polite.
taking care of my horse.
It may sound boring now, but remember the task ahead of you.
Exactly.
You helping my daughters in the stables now may
Oh.
be of some assistance to you in the future.
Whoa, you read my thoughts.
Oh, he's the best.
Wow. Okay. 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 Thanks, Kronos. Yeah, I'm gonna go help your daughters, and I go scamper off in that direction.
I grab
Make an
the
insight
plow
roll,
and fucking...
Jelsira.
Okay, sorry.
Oof. 5.
Unreal. I know exactly
Sorry about
what you
you.
would into it. I grab the plow.
You knew what she was what I was gonna have her rolling into it for? Yeah, somebody's been paying attention.
I grab the plow and get to work, with my strong body.
I mean, if anybody's grabbing a plow, it's Ari.
And then Karga jumps off of your shoulder and he stands on the top of the plow because it comes into a
Aw.
triangular portion.
Yeah.
So much like Jack from the movie Titanic, he's standing at the edge
Nice.
with his little tiny wings spread back and his head up, just enjoying the breeze.
I'm having a good time. I'm loving a
And,
good day's work.
Yeah, you actually can plow 2 acres of land in about 3.5 to 4 hours, about the time it would take for a short rest for your horses. And I will have you make I don't even think there's a roll for this.
Make it up. Let's go, champ. I want to roll this die.
Yeah, make a nature roll for me. That's int.
That is not a bad roll, baby. My intuition or my intelligence is a 0, but I rolled a 19, so loving it.
You have the presence of mind to not walk over your plow lines as you are plowing.
Oh, nice.
So you actually plow the fields better than what Kronos would have done by himself.
Oh,
if
I don't
he
know about all that.
had deigned to plow the fields himself. But yeah, as you were beginning to plow, you could see the plow lines and you thought, probably shouldn't walk over those. And so you don't.
And after I'm done plowing, I'd take a sip of the ambrosia. Let's not be silly. I got plenty of sips.
Yeah, absolutely. So you feel fine.
Yeah.
You feel like you had a long rest.
But I also feel good that I put in the work.
Yeah.
I did some work. I'm feeling good about that. Ari loves that. I got to do
Good,
work.
honest work.
Honest work.
And as you are helping the two other daughters with the stables, they're showing you the best way to muck the dirty hay out of the stable with like a pitchfork, throwing it behind you, not in front of you, over
Learning
your
all
shoulder
kinds
to
of
your back.
skills.
You learned that the best way to get fresh water to the trough is to take, 2 buckets on a big long stick and hold it over your shoulder. And you take the empty water or the bad water out first as you go to get fresh water from the source. So you're just making one back and forth trip as opposed to multiples. You don't bring the fresh water first and you're like, oh, fuck, now I still have this dirty water.
God damn, you're learning so much.
And you learn the best way to get the hay nice and comfortable for the horses, the best place to stash armor and saddles in a stable so the horse has the optimum amount of room to sit and lay. And you need to make a...
Rolled a 19 on plowing fields. So extra.
fuck it, for the funsies of it, make a performance roll.
Oh, you're the DM, yes. Whatever you want us to roll.
Why did I roll so bad? 8.
Oh, that's awesome.
8?
With
Yeah.
any modifiers?
That's with a modifier.
Performance.
It's only 2.
So the sisters
Tell it
point out
0.
to you a couple obvious glaring errors that you made. The hay is a little uneven on this one side.
Teach.
You sloshed a little bit of water on the fresh hay, so now that wet hay needs to be pulled back out. So you've got to remuck the now that was originally dry, nice hay. Now it's going to be wet and soggy. You don't want mold to get in the stable.
I can use fire. I can dry it up.
Okay, settle down there, pyromaniac.
Are you going to?
I mean,
No.
you know what? I better not because I feel like I could catch the rest of the hay on fire.
Yeah, duh.
Yes,
So
it would have, and it would have possibly burnt down the stables and my father's house. Wise decision on not using fire.
I'm learning.
She's learning.
Yeah,
Everyone.
I'm learning not to be
listeners,
as chaotic.
Yep.
you gotta
Little
love
by
this
little.
character growth.
So they
love it.
make you remuck the wet hay as well as all the dry hay that you already had out, and make another performance roll.
It's worth an Emmy. I'm telling you. Where's the Academy?
Oh my god! I rolled the. Okay, I got an 11 this time. I'm getting better.
So you did a little bit better. Yeah. You
You
did
gotta
a little
hold that
bit
dice
better.
in your hand with the heat.
And after
circulation.
about 5 hours,
Feel the magic flow through you.
you are able to get the stables nice and clean and prepared for your horses.
Whew, that was rough.
So the 3.5 hours it took you to plow a field,
Nailed it.
you see Jelsira struggling in the stables with the two sisters. And honestly, the two sisters are kind of just standing there watching her and giving her verbal instruction. They're not really helping her. They're kind of glad they're not having to do their chores. They're happy that they've got Jelsira to do it for them.
Did Electo have some chores she was supposed to do?
No.
Okay, cool. Did I get sweaty enough that I should probably take another bath?
No.
Because I want to be fresh and
You're a
clean.
red dragonborn. You're resistant to heat.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I put in some work. I was
Yeah, but no. You
Honest
are a
day's work,
very
baby.
strong, very taut, very well
That's making me.
in shape dragonborn. You didn't get sweaty.
I love that. Okay, cool. And, I had to run it by the
But
DM.
I mean, you did put in a good day's work. You feel accomplished.
I do. I absolutely do. That's why I'm feeling like I don't know if I need a bath. I want to be fresh
No,
for.
you're perfectly fine.
My love interest is with me. I'm not love interest at this point. We're gonna get married. It's fine.
Were you going to help around the farm at Alneath?
So
Can't wait
as
for
I'm
this.
brushing my horse and taking care of my horse.
You get some hay in your hair in the process of Jelsira mucking out the stable.
No, jeez.
You got hay in your hair.
And you hear
Are
me yell,
there any-
sorry, Neef. Sorry, Neef.
Are there
Neath.
any other animals in the stables?
Just the horses.
Hair.
Just our horses or
Just your
any
guys'
other
horses?
Yeah. It's just,
Oh.
it's Kronos' farm. He ain't got no need for horses.
I mean, you're plowing and she's already taking care of the.
I'm plowing.
That's what I have. Ari plows.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Can't wait for that Deborah's diary next week.
Diary.
Oh God.
Diary.
Ugh.
That's what Neith
And
says every day when
cleaned
she
out
goes
the
to
stables. I mean, and you guys already took care of your horses, right?
bed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're resting because we unarmored them, let them rest.
Remembered that
Fed
they were
berries.
standing there
We're gonna
in
be better.
armor all night.
We're gonna do better.
Amen.
I promise to do better.
And I mean, the sisters
Don't
are just
promise me,
standing
it's your
around,
horse you
so
gotta
it's
worry
not
about.
like it's obvious what to do with them.
Feel right here.
Um,
I'm gonna take care of him. I feel bad with that pony that Elijah was wearing. I felt bad for that dude. He wanted to eat.
I mean,
This
Gelsira was
motherfucker's
like
hungry. Someone feed
mucking
him.
out the stalls, but was she bringing in water or anything?
Hmm. Yeah, for 5
No.
hours she was
For 5 hours.
getting fresh hay and putting armor and saddles up in the best place and
We're
getting
trying to-
fresh water.
We're trying to figure out what Neith was doing for those.
Right, but I
3.5
mean,
to
if she had
5
basically
hours.
already done that, I mean, what was I doing?
We're trying to find out. Did
for
you
you to
go to help
decide.
out,
What
or
were
were
you
you
doing?
just
Well,
hanging
that's
out with
what I
your
was trying
horse
to
for
figure
4
out.
hours?
Like, do I help her or do I go out and like?
You go ask Kronos if he needs help, or you could be
That's what I
Neith
figure out
and
what
be
happened.
like,
So I go out
chilling.
and see, like, once I take care of my horse, do all the things, give it a few apples, and make sure there's feed and water, and I brush
Unburden
it,
it,
blah blah
yeah.
blah, unburden it, yeah, all the things.
yeah.
That's
All of the things.
all of the things.
That
that's
the other two of
encompassing
us
that anything I
definitely
might have
did as well.
forgotten to say specifically. All the things happened.
You nailed it.
I
Rolled a
go
20
out
on
to
every one
find
of those things.
Kronos.
He's out in the fields. You
And-
see Ari plowing off to the side, and Kronos is using a sickle to get
Doing a great job,
wheat and hay.
and he's
And I
doing a
say,
great job.
you know, I'm also pretty proficient in blades. Do you have any threshing that also needs to happen?
No, but
Weed this
we
bitch.
do need assistance with the breakfast dishes that could be brought up and put into the sink.
I said blades.
Well, there are knives on the table as well.
Yeah, this is your deal. Let's go, champ. Piss off Cronus. Do it.
No, Neetha's just gonna roll her eyes really hard as she is wont to do, and go back up to the house to take care of the dishes.
Nice. Selecto's in there doing it too. She's also clearing the table.
What? What was that? It's my woman. You're about.
No, I'm not about her. Just about
Domesticated tasks.
domesticated tasks. I usually pay for people to do this,
What did
or
you
I
do?
have people doing this.
She
to
mucked
clean-
stables for 5 hours and cleaned the stables.
Mucked
I mean, do dishes take 5 hours?
staple.
No.
The amount of
You-
dishes Jelly ate off of
That's
yes.
true.
You can see Alecto is getting dishes off of the table and throwing them in the direction of the sink. Like they're hitting the back wall and landing into the sink. So it looks like she's making a game of it to see how many saucers and bowls she can get in and cups into the sink.
Nice.
She's a G.
So she's clearing the table, and you know that the cleaning is usually handled by magical household stuff, like the brooms and the mops were moving on their own.
Oh,
Like, so she's just getting the dishes in the place they're supposed to be.
So
She's having
how-
fun with it. Like, some dishes are breaking, and she doesn't care.
oh.
Um,
This sounds like
she's
fun.
just trying to get them into the sink. Yes.
That's my
So
baby.
then I start taking dishes and then start like,
Love it.
also tossing them, seeing if I can hit the target of the sink.
Sweet. Make a
Yes.
Dex.
I got
Dex,
to roll.
Dex.
Still, I got to roll. We all
Performance,
get to roll. Let's
performance.
roll.
Dex.
Athletics roll.
Sweet. Even better.
1.
Well, I rolled a nat 18
Ooh,
plus 10, so
shit.
28.
Sweet. So yeah, you're able to throw sausage in there one after the other, and they land right on top of each other. The first one lands in the sink. Electo looks at you. She throws one to try and match. Hers bounces off of the wall and onto the floor.
Reggie.
You throw another one into the sink, and it lands perfectly on top of the other plate with a spin. And you can hear
Nice.
whoomp, 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 and then it whomps a little bit faster as it like
Pretty cool.
lands in
Right.
place.
I'm imagining Harlem Globetrotters music. And
Yeah.
spinning it on your finger.
And then Electo
That's
picks
exactly
up
what I was
a cup,
imagining too.
and she throws it into the sink, and the cup lands on the two plates. You pick up a cup and you throw a cup, and it lands inside the other cup on top of the plate. You two have turned cleaning the table of the dishes into a dexterous game of skill, and she's like taunting you playfully, and she's like saying, "You can't get this in there." And then you're like, "Oh yeah, watch me," and you do. And it's like every dish that you throw lands exactly where it's supposed to land
Nice.
and does not break. So yeah, it was domestic work, but it was like haphazard, lazy domestic work that you got that you got to have fun with to see how dexterous you could get the dishes cleaned.
Nice.
And then like sponges and shit just dance off of the wall and start cleaning the dishes. Water pours in from a spout,
Oh.
and the dishes start cleaning themselves. And
You're probably pretty happy about that. I'm
Yeah,
happy about
pretty.
putting in work. You're happy about just
Yeah.
throwing dishes.
Just throwing dishes.
yeah, it was domestic work, but it wasn't boring. You got to have fun with it.
I start
Thanks to my baby
sharpening
doll.
my knives.
Yeah, and then
as
she sits
my
down and puts her
daggers
food
as
up
it's
on
going.
or her feet up on the table, and she pulls out a dagger and she starts cleaning under her nails
Yeah.
as you were sharpening your blades. And it takes you guys, the two of you together, probably only takes you about an hour to get all of the dishes cleaned off of the table, you know, to get the centerpieces moved and things of that nature. And the table is nice and cleaned off.
What's Electo do then?
Nothing. Jelsira is cleaning the stables and you're
I'm
plowing the
yeah.
field.
She's not
And
going to come watch me? Or?
no.
Oh, vicious.
No. And Kronos is doing some sickling, some
Sickling.
threshing work.
I don't know if that's a word.
Oh, it is now.
It is now.
So
It's
with
canon.
Jelsira and Ari doing all the hard work, Electo's enjoying her day off of laborious
Hey.
menial chores.
Whatever I can do for my baby.
Yep. So you have probably 2.5 hours of time free with Electo where you can talk and chat, or you can just sharpen your blade. She won't bother you if you don't bother her.
Too much drink. I have no idea.
So I
Follow symbols.
also
I
lean
love what
back,
you were
put
going
my
for.
feet up on the table,
Nice, still sharpening your knives?
sharpening my knives, and I say, "So Electo,
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Girl
you know, I
talk.
And
noticed
she looks up at you like her head is down and she's looking at her nails. She just lifts her eyes up.
I noticed you and Ari. You know, you guys spend a lot of time together, which is awesome because I think Ari needs to loosen up.
Best time is spent with Ari.
Awesome. What kind of intentions, though, do you have with Ari beyond this?
I hope to marry him.
Why? What do you see in him?
Real.
I mean, it's neat.
Let's go.
Yeah,
no, it's
he
fine.
saved me from almost certain death, being trapped in a dungeon, and helped restore the Olympics to restore my powers. Or the relics. Help restore the relics to give me back my powers.
How were you trapped?
Well, without my powers, I am a normal, typical small little farm girl. And there were 2 vicious dragonborn that took me down and trapped me into a dungeon, I presume, to sacrifice me like they did with the rest of the bodies that were under that shrine.
Back and finish that shit.
Goodness. I mean, it sounds like this place was quite a place before. What were these relics? They tried to
art.
tell me one time, and I didn't quite understand what they were all saying.
There was the Sickle of Kronos. Hold on. I wrote them down.
The robe.
The Roman Necklace of
Necklace of
Harmonia,
Harmonia.
and the Golden Apple of Discord.
Oh. Is that the same sickle that your dad uses?
The very same. It's his sickle.
And he's using it to thresh hay.
Better than castrating his father? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what he used it for.
That is what he used it for. He
Okay.
castrated his father with it.
His sickle.
Yep,
Do whatever
his
you want
father
with it, baby.
Uranus.
Your anus.
How many
It's a
years
very,
can he fit
very
inside?
powerful relic. All 3 of them were.
And he's using it to thresh hay.
Yeah. Well, the hay's not
looking
going
at
to
her.
thresh itself.
Kind of weird because, again, I'm very into weapons and
She's trying to cockblock it. It's not going to work.
I'm not trying to cockblock
I know.
at all. I actually want to know more about the sickle. Is what I want to know about.
Oh,
What makes the sickle so special?
thinking about stealing it.
It is baptized in the blood of the Father of all gods, and as such,
God, I try to mess with the DM.
imbued with all
So
of the
good.
powers of the primordial forces of the universe.
That sounds like quite the weapon.
It is. It is a slayer of titans and gods of gods. Probably the most powerful weapon this plane of existence has ever and will ever see in perpetuity.
Nice.
That felt good. Saying all that. That was hot. I'm proud of myself.
That was pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with you right now.
Baptized in the blood.
Electa gave Ari a hard on with that.
If only he had heard it.
Dragon dicks just straight up. Salute.
And for
Have you ever welded a weapon of such power before?
I have not.
Wielded.
That's
Wielded. Thank you. I said welded. That's
You did. I was like, what?
That's metal on steel and fire. Yeah. Wielded. Thank you.
I have not, but that sounds
Go ask him.
enticing.
Talk to Kronos.
I think
He's got.
I might.
I'm sure he won't mind.
And I
He's
get
got nothing
up
but
and I get
time.
like
Get it?
one of the cups that have been
Time.
cleaned,
Kronos.
and I like get some water real quick,
Sure.
like down it, and then I toss it back in the sink.
And it lands upside down,
Nice,
and the water that was in the cup just drips into the sink, so it'll air dry out.
nice.
And then she's like, "Nice,
I'm still plowing fields right now.
well done."
You know, when I do well, I do well. When I don't, it's obvious.
It shows.
Yeah.
So why don't you just always do well?
Right?
It's part of being immortal.
I was gonna say, is it the trappings of mortality?
Yeah. Someday I'll figure that out.
Oh, I'm quite sure you will.
And I head out the door towards Kronos.
And she stops you before you go, and she's like, "Hey, Neith,
What?
when are you gonna go talk to the rogue again, the leader of the Rogues Guild?"
Well, I think the plan is to go back to Aspasia to get some maps.
If you see him again, tell him I said hello.
Ooh.
What?
How well do you know him?
Almost like brother and sister.
I can handle that.
God, I was so glad you didn't say biblically.
I know. I
Jesus
was
Christ.
like,
Ari was going to have his little heart broken.
Ari's not here.
I know.
Can't be hurt by any of this.
But Ari's over here.
So I have a question for you, Electo,
Yeah.
but you can't tell anybody I asked this question.
Oh, sure.
Okay. I've been involved with this man. We'll call him a man.
Have you?
A little bit.
How was it?
It was great.
I can imagine.
I mean, usually I'm the one using men. Yeah, this is the first time it's ever happened the other way around.
Oh, well, I expected nothing less of him.
Yeah. What do you call him?
Me?
Yeah.
Like, I just call him cousin.
You don't like add like a name like, hey, cuz.
I mean, I do, but that's his name to give. I don't know what name he's using now.
Nice try.
Man. All right. I guess I got to talk to him next time. But I will tell him you said hello.
When you do speak with him again, I'm sure my father would love to have an amazing conversation with you.
His name is William
With-
Neeson.
With her?
Presuming no one else finds out his name first.
Challenge accepted.
I feel like he's a Titan.
He might be.
Ooh, is he Atlas? Maps? The Atlas.
Calm down.
Sorry.
What is that?
We're getting a little too far ahead of ourselves.
Let's get there
That was Daphne, not Joey.
organically.
Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna go have a convo with your father about some weapons.
Ooh,
Sure.
And then after I see him, I will make sure to have another convo with him
Tell him to come by and see us.
about your cousin.
Tell him to come by and see us.
The cousin?
He's free.
nice.
Hey, cuz.
All right, you say hi to your cousin and come see you if he's free.
We gotta tackle this shit soon. Like
You
immediately.
don't have to.
We do. Let's let's pull this thread and go down this rabbit hole.
Matt is like, what is this?
It just seems like it could be fun. And it could be a neat, heavy story. And I could take a nap.
What?
I can go get some food.
Kinder
Everybody's
Brothers.
just gonna leave me.
Kinder
Is what's gonna
whatevers.
happen
Hey, you gotta bang whoever
again?
and maybe find out his name once in a while.
You know, I
seems
think
like a
we
bare
are
minimum for
to
banging.
the point where I
It's
should
a
know
rogue
what to call
thing,
him. Yeah,
all
it's
right?
a rogue
I mean,
thing.
You
clearly
calm
it's a
down.
rogue thing, but like, I feel like if you're gonna bang, even like a friends with benefits or just a one night stand, you at least get a first name from somebody. Like, hey, what do I call you when you're banging my cervix?
I head out towards Kronos.
And he's out there threshing. And as you're walking towards him, he says, "Hey, Neith, how can I help?" So Kronos says, "Well, hello, Neith. What can I do for you?"
Well, I was just curious, Kronos,
About what?
about, you're holding such an amazing weapon in your hands, and yet it puzzles me because you're using it to thresh wheat.
Yeah,
That seems like a simple task.
you're right. It is. It seems like a waste of the power of the weapon, right?
Yes, and I have a big respect for weapons and little weapons, actually.
Weird.
Okay? Just because they're little doesn't mean you can't use them well. So, I don't know if you were willing to kind of, why are you using it in such a mundane task?
To save it for what it's really going to be used for later.
Ooh, what would that be?
To assault Olympus.
That sounds like fun.
Well, I certainly hope so.
This is my father-in-law, so I'm in if I ever find out.
But I'm still a little confused. Or is it just you're just trying to keep in practice?
Yes.
Ah. Could you show me the best way to... I've never actually used a sickle. Could you
Oh.
actually show me how to use a sickle?
Sure. He tosses it to you. Make
Cuts off her head.
like he just nonchalantly tosses it to you.
Roll low. It's the best
Do
bit
I
of the
get
game.
Make a dex save, please.
You'll come back after Hades. It's fine.
Knee died again. 16.
Boo.
So as he tosses it to you, you feel sharp, cold steel impact your midsection.
Oof.
Oh.
And
Do I get to add anything like acrobatics
Nope.
or athletics? Okay.
it was a dexterity save.
All right. I just
The sickle lands behind you, and then Kronos says, "Oh, I expected you to catch that." And
I did pretty well.
yeah,
Gee.
almost. And you feel
Oh, no.
the warmth of blood begin to seep from your midsection as your torso separates from your legs. And you fall backwards. As you fall backwards, you land in a bed of ash. The smell of sulfur fills your nose. And you open your eyes and look up, and as you look up, Hades is looking down at you,
God's damn it.
and they say, "I didn't expect to see you again so soon. What are you doing here?"
I got a little too fascinated with a weapon.
"Which one?"
Sickle of Kronos.
"Really? What, did you not catch it?"
I guess.
"Well," they look at a watch they don't have on their wrist, and they say, we could do this whole door game, but you're at Kronos' house. So pick yourself up, dust yourself off, pull yourself together. Get it? Cut in half. And we'll see you when you come back. And then Hades picks up the torso half of you by the nape of your neck. And then they pick up the leg portion of you. So they're holding your legs upside down with one hand, and they're holding your torso up. And then he turns your head to face your legs, and he makes like little puppet movements.
Of
Like,
course he does.
it's so nice to see you. Yes, it is.
I just saw
We're
a puppet
soul
show, too.
bonded. And then Hades throws you back up, and your eyes open. You are laying in a field of hay. Kronos comes over, and he looks down at you, and he says, do you want to get up and try again?
Nisai's kind of lays there for, about 30 seconds, contemplating, like,
Forever.
You'll catch it eventually.
the humiliation that she just...
And Hades isn't playing this door game because you're at Kronos.
Because you're at Kronos'. Anytime you
Kronos'.
eat or drink at Kronos, it refills the HP that you lost and replenishes your door. So as long as you were in Kronos' house or farm and you die doing something foolish like failing a dexterity save,
Hades is like, God damn it.
yeah, Hades isn't going to get any enjoyment out of it other than the little pantomiming he does with parts of bodies.
Ha ha ha, go back.
Yeah.
She shakes her head and then, yes,
Let's try again.
try
Okay.
again.
And then Kronos sticks out
Like Frisbee.
one hand.
Who throws a goddamn sickle?
Kronos, baby.
Kronos does. We've established that. And he sticks out one hand and the sickle whooshes by you and he holds it with one hand. And then he says, okay, this time hold out both of your hands and try to catch it.
Got both hands ready.
And then he throws it at you again
Right into the forehead.
and make a dex save, please.
Slink.
Can I use luck?
Can you?
Yeah, you can
fucking
use luck
roll
at any
better?
point in time.
I'm using
into your-
luck.
You have 3
Other
points
dice?
of luck.
Ooh, this might be better. 22.
And this time you catch the wooden handle of the sickle squarely
Slipping.
with both hands.
Ka-ching.
And as the sickle enters your hands, your consciousness for just a brief moment is separated from your body.
Oops.
You have an out-of-body experience where as you are looking at Kronos, the world around you begins to move rapidly away from you and get smaller. For a moment, you can see Kronos. You can see the field of hay. You can see the entire farm. You can see all of the Acmonian wood. You can see the whole continent of Harmonia. You can see the entire planet as your consciousness reaches the stars for just one glimpse moment.
It's freaking neat out.
And in that moment, you can see all of the stars in all of the universes around you before your consciousness snaps back immediately into your body.
The ding.
And Kronos says, welcome back. Now, the best way to wield this weapon is one hand on the handle just below the blade.
Put
The
my
other
hand there.
hand on the handle close to the bottom of the shaft of the sickle.
Put
and
my other
make
hand there.
large sweeping motions directly in front of you.
So I do like a couple just practice swings.
And you can see ripples in space and time as you cut
Nice.
through the air. These ripples in space and time look like the portals that Hades had made for you guys in the past, when they would slice their finger through the air.
He describes this way better than
And then those ripples seal with a slight whistle and pop as fabrics of reality are ripped in twain and then sewn back up by probably the fates of the universe.
Oh, run off with the weapon.
No. This is
You won't do
I'm
it
feeling
scared.
like really in awe of this weapon. Again, I have a lot of respect for weapons. I'm a big connoisseur of weapons in
yeah.
general. And
And now start dancing with it.
Yeah, dance.
like you would dance in the heat of battle.
Like the dance with
Twist
death?
and exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Like the dance with death.
So I kind of do like a keeping the sickle like where I would like go and slice from a head off, you know, the neck area.
Klingon shit.
And then like do like a like Klingon.
Yeah,
like
Mariner.
where there was like that episode where Worf like takes his
Doing his katas.
Batliff.
bat lift, yes, where he takes his bat lift and he's doing all his like I would call
Ceremonial
them
stuff.
kanas or whatever.
Kata.
Katas, yeah, katas, yeah, katas. Sorry, I'm trying to do justice to it, but his like katas, where he's like doing like the practice moves
Yeah.
and stuff. I'm like doing those with the sickle.
And as you dance and spin through your imaginary dance with death, you can see every single cut and tear in time and space as it opens and then seals around you. You hear the pop of the universe as rifts are torn open and then sealed close. And you can see in Kronos' eyes the same starry universe that you saw when your consciousness had left your body for just a few moments. And it looks like Kronos is happy with your proficiency with this weapon. This sickle would be a finesse type weapon, so you would be proficient with a sickle type weapon. And as you finish your dance with death, there is a swirl of purple and black wind around you that just dissipates up into the air, and you have cut your way all the way through the entire field of wheat and hay, and it's already there to be picked up and baled. And then Kronos laughs, and he says that was a beautiful dance, and he begins getting the crop, harvested.
You helped out.
yeah.
Oh, really? Fuck. I guess that'll do us for this episode of Some Would Play. Listen next week as the party begins their adventure to go hunt the boar. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Some Would Play, a production of the Outsanity Network. Join us again next week as the story continues. Find us online at www.somewouldplay.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Some Would Play. Deborah is at Sonia Taki. Rico is at R1C0. Daphne is at Dafterthought, and I am Psychedelic M. If you enjoy the show, please tell your friends and share it with others. And remember, in real life, you needn't roll for initiative, so just seize it.